Okay, hi, Lucky Chloe here. I'm going to be showing you just like an informal summary of my time as an extra. So I've done extra work a total of 3 times. First time was for a Bollywood movie, second time a reality show, and third time was for a music video. So I can't give the names of any of these shows for like privacy purposes. And so I'm just going to give like an updated, just like talk of the experience, what it's like, what to expect, etc. First thing is expect there to be a lot of waiting around, and when I say a lot, like a lot. So you could be there for, it depends. I think the shortest one I've done was like, we were only there for like maybe 3 hours. Longest one, we had to actually be there at 8 in the morning, and we didn't leave until, sometimes we left at 6 and sometimes we left at like maybe 9 p.m. It depends. This was for the movie. And most of the time, I kid you not, you are literally just sat on the chair, just like waiting for a director to come over and call over a group. Like, what would happen most times is somebody from the production, someone production would come over and they'd be like, they'd look around and they'd be like, you, come here. And that group would disappear for maybe like 10 or 20 minutes. Or if you're in that group, they'd be like, hey, you, come here. They take you out to like where they're filming. They'd put you like with like other people, and somebody would quickly like do a brief run over what they want you to do. So sometimes it would be like, okay, we want you to just pretend that you've gone to a really good party and you're talking about, you want lots of energy. So they'd put you in a group of people, and they're like, just talk like you're really excited about something. Like talk like you just talk about this really super exciting party, because nothing you say is going to be like in the footage anyway. They just want that lively atmosphere. So seriously, don't worry about what you look like, or your face might be blurred out anyway. So I remember one time for a show, so they had me and this girl like sat at these tables. It was a restaurant type setting, and they had us all sat down, like just like talking amongst ourselves, but not talking. So like you would just be like so whoever's opposite you, you have to pretend like you're having the most engaging conversation because they need it in the background. So yeah, so that was quite challenging. I think a few times I caught myself like actually making a sound and being like, oh shoot, like did I just mess up the shot? But no, no one heard me. It's fine. We were far away. So yeah, that happened a few times, and that was fun. But in that said certain experience, that company I don't think I'll work with again because they were like really weird. Like some places call extras essays, but this particular one, they didn't even like acknowledge our existence. So like most times when actors come in, they'll go in like, like the main cast, they come in, they'll give a nod to everyone and like get to business. But these people didn't even like look in our direction. It was like they were looking at lowers or something. It's really weird. We have a class system in the UK, so yeah, that part was wild, like normal, not normal at the same time. But anyway, back to today's, the one I went to earlier today, hence why I still have all the makeup on. This was for a music video, and this one was a lot of fun. So we got to London around like 12ish. I got lost trying to find the place, and yeah, so someone was standing outside, they saw us, and they were like, oh, like, you must be here for this. So we go, sign in, sit down. They ask us all to sit in one place. So we all go and we take a seat. And they were like, oh, it's gonna be, they're like, okay, we're just waiting for like the main person. I'd say there was about, altogether, maybe like 30 of us. And they were like, okay, we're just waiting for like the main person to get here. So if you guys could just make yourself comfortable, like we've got food and snacks and stuff. So we, like ate, we talked, so like collected a few people's Instagrams, like we like had fun and stuff, but it was a lot of waiting. It was a little bit cold, but what can you do? The person we were waiting for ended up showing up, like, I think they were like an hour late. But hey, they got there, and then they asked us, okay, well, we asked all of you to wear this certain colour. Could you, does anyone need to change? Because if you need to change, like, now's the time. So some people went to go change. I changed already. And so we waited for that, and then they said, okay, in 10 minutes or so, we want to take you guys downstairs. So they took us down. It was like a club type vibe. So like the lighting was pretty dim, but the crew had added lots of extra lights specifically in the scenes where they wanted to film. And there was like people rushing around everywhere. There was big cameras. There was a guy on the pole in the middle as well, which was pretty cool because I was wondering, because she was up pretty high. I was wondering how she got up there. Like that would take a crazy level of like strength. I really admire pole dancers. And yep, so they were like, so they put us in like one room. They're like, okay, here's what we want you to do. And it was just a lot of just like dancing, you know, just like vibing, like have fun. They put so sometimes like the camera would pan. Sometimes they would expect full energy, but sometimes the camera wouldn't even be facing you. And when it was, because you were not supposed to look at the cameras, you had no idea it was on you or not. So the best thing you could do was just make sure that you were looking your best at all times, like, you know, just in case it caught you. If it does, it's fine. You don't even know if you'll like be in the main shot. Like, I can't count how many times I've probably been blurred out. So that kind of was a confidence boost. Like, even if I look like a complete idiot, at least my face isn't there, so you know it's fine. So yep, so that happened. It was, let's see, there was a lot of pauses in between. So sometimes they'd have us like, okay, have us dancing around for like maybe like 30-second bursts. So they kept playing the same song for us to dance to. It wasn't the song they were actually going to use in the track. It was just the song that they use because we can't dance to nothing. So yep, so you dance to that for like maybe in like 3-minute bursts, and then they'd say cut. Sadly, they didn't have the paper thing. They just would like really loudly shout cut, and then cut, and then we'd go and they'd just stand around for a while. So sometimes after they'd say cut, they talk amongst themselves, and sometimes we'd be stood. We didn't move because we didn't want to move from our spot, so we would just talk amongst ourselves. Sometimes for like 2 minutes, sometimes 30 seconds, sometimes like 20 minutes. And because we didn't want to, people obviously wanted to sit like, after a while, because we've been on our feet, we're in heels, you might want to sit down, but you can't, because if we've suddenly teleported, there's continuity issues. So we kind of had to stay there and just talk whoever you're like, and whoever like you're stood next to, that's basically your buddy for like the day. So made some friends. Yep, so like went ahead, did that a few times. Sometimes they would take, so at one point they took me and like 2 other girls, and they're like, okay, they put 2 girls next to the stars, and they're like, okay, we want you in this booth here, and they put me against this wall, and they were like, okay, like just like stand here, you're by yourself chilling, you're trying to get you know, their attention. And I was in my head thinking, what do I do here? Like, how do I? So instead, I just like stood against the wall like this, and I like tried to be, you know, like playful and like, you know, like doing like a little dance. And I'm cringing internally because I don't know how this looked, but I was doing my best and trying to make it look natural. So we'll just see if it's in the final cut or not. But I did my best, okay, guys, and. Yep, so that part was fun. And then sometimes they take us and put us in like a different part of the club, and they say, okay, you guys talk amongst yourselves. We're gonna have the artist walk past, and we want you to turn your heads and like watch him like as he goes past. So sometimes we do that. Just like look, we talk amongst ourselves and look at and just like look, watch him like. And, you know, back to the conversation. The number 1 rule is do not look at the camera. As impossible as that sounds, because it's impossible to ignore. The cameras are like this big, by the way. Like they were like really big and heavy, so it's difficult to not look at it. But you can't, because you're not supposed to know it's there. Like you're supposed to completely ignore it, even though it's damn near impossible to. But you have to. So yeah, that was interesting. Yep, so we were there for... Yep, so it was pretty much just a lot of that. A lot of waiting around. We need you to do this, filming, and then pausing, then talking amongst ourselves. There were snacks though. And... Yep, and then after about... Let's see, if I got there at 12 and it finished at 5. Yeah, so roughly after about 5 or something hours, then they said, thank you everyone, that's a wrap. And we all went home. The pay is pretty decent, so it's something I would definitely do again, and I would recommend. So it's super fun experience for just if you want to try something new, if you're interested in like the filming world or the music industry, or even if you're interested in what goes behind the scenes in TV, I would totally recommend it. It is a lot of fun. You meet a lot of cool people. I think I took like 5 people's Instagrams, and yeah, I would totally do it again. So if you're curious, then just do it. They literally hire anyone. So yeah, I would. Anyway, thanks for watching. Would you do extra work? Let's hear like your opinion on it. I would love to hear it. Thank you for joining in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.